Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Un momento. Un momento. Un momento. All right. What just happened? Oh. Wait, did I just... Hold on. What are we live under? Oh. I just posted the wrong thing. There we go. Let's delete this one. Delete message. Delete. All right, Al. Let's see. What do we got going on today? More numbers. Numbers. We're going to look at numbers 5 first. Let me just pull up. Let's just Google this real quick and see what the argument is first. Numbers 5. Abortion. How does one refute the assertion that numbers 5, 11 through 31 means that aborsh is okay? I want to find something written by an atheist. Yep, this is one argument. I know all the arguments against it. How do I respond to those who's used number 5 to argue for abortion? Ordeal of the bitter water. Or the cursed water. I've heard the cursed water and the bitter water. I want to see something written by an atheist. Numbers 5 supports abortion. Abortion argument. No, let's just say numbers 5 supports abortion. Catholic answers, designing God. Let's see what Reddit's saying. I'm sure somebody in Reddit will say it. Dan McClellan made a video a few months ago after I posted the question. Dan McClellan. He's a Christian, right? I know that name. Please tell us. This is what I would argue too. I want to see what an atheist would argue. See, I don't even think this is an argument that a smart atheist would make, if there's any such thing. I think this is just something dumb TikTokers and people at protests would say. I don't think any, I've never heard an Alex O'Connor type make this sort of argument, or even like a Matt Dillahunty wouldn't make this argument because it's a very stupid argument. Sterility only view, miscarriage plus sterility view. So some people believe let's read the Vetus Testamentum. Levi, Numbers, Anchor, Yale, Bible commentary. Yale. Figures. I don't trust anybody who went to college. I don't trust anybody who went to college telling me anything about about God. I don't want to hear it. Your mind has been destroyed with intellect. What's up, James? Blessed Lent. It's Lent. Today's Ash Wednesday. That's true, huh? Dr. Robert R. Cargill makes many compelling arguments as to how and why this ritual could hypothetically be an abortion, although they did not have a word for it in that day. Or at least this ritual could result in what we consider an abortion today. One very important thing to note is that this is a ritual, and the only requirements for this ritual is that the man suspect that the woman has defiled herself. This pretty much means she had sex outside of the relationship. The text has no prohibition on whether the woman is pregnant or not, right? Okay. So I'm not seeing any good arguments for this. I think this is just something dumb TikTok brain people say. So let's just read the text. It's Numbers 5:11 through 31. I did a show on this a long time ago, like two years ago. Let me just get on my... Okay. So Numbers 5, laws concerning jealousy. What up, Elder Lion? And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, command the children of Israel that they put out of the camp every leper and every one that hath an issue, and we know what an issue is, and whosoever is defiled by the dead. So if you touch a dead body, if you got a running issue, which means we're not going to go over that again. You'll have to watch the stuff from Leviticus if you want to know about a running issue. Leviticus, what was it, 17? The running issue. Laws of morality. I think it's 17. No. 16 is the leprosy, right? Oh, yeah. Unclean issues from the body. It's chapter 15, Leviticus 15, if you want to learn about that. My nose itches. Okay. So, touching a dead body, lepers, people with issues, put them out of the camp. Both male and female shall you put out. Without the camp shall you put them, that they defile not their camps in the midst whereof I dwell. And the children of Israel did so, and put them out without the camp, as the Lord spake unto Moses. So did the children of Israel. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, speak unto the children of Israel, when a man or woman shall commit any sin that men commit, to do a trespass against the Lord, and that person be guilty, then they shall confess their sin which they have done, and he shall recompense his trespass with the principal thereof, and add unto it the fifth part thereof, and give it unto him against whom he hath trespassed. But if the man have no kinsman to recompense the trespass unto, let the trespass be recompensed unto the Lord, even to the priest, beside the ram of the atonement, whereby an atonement shall be made for him. And every offering of all the holy things of the children of Israel, which they bring unto the priest, shall be his. And every man's hallowed things shall be his. Whatsoever any man giveth the priest, it shall be his. So here's verse 11. Verse 11 through 13, this is the story of the cursed water or the bitter water. Sounds right, maybe? Blessed Lent. I'm just listening to Jay study the Bible. How about you? Was arguing with a Muslim about a random claims that make no sense. James Life Talks was arguing with a Muslim about a bunch of random claims that make no sense. All right, so here we go. Verse 11. I might just read this all the way through, and then I'll talk about why this is a stupid argument that the Bible supports abortion. You guys are smart guys, so you've either already heard about this or you're just going to pick up on it as I read it, that this is nothing about abortion. But anyway. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, If any man's wife go aside and commit a trespass against him, and a man lie with her carnally, and it be hid from the eyes of her husband, and be kept close, and she be defiled, and there be no witnesses against her, neither she be taken with the manner. See, right there it says, neither she be taken with the manner. Taken with the manner. I believe that means with child, if she doesn't get pregnant. Neither she be taken with the manner. It has oh no, it doesn't have a note here. So I'm pretty sure she's not even pregnant. And the spirit of jealousy come upon him, and he be jealous of his wife, and she be defiled. Or if the spirit of jealousy come upon him, and he be jealous of his wife, and she not be defiled. So whether or not she did anything wrong, if the guy has a little sense that, she's been hanging around with Steve too much. She's been hanging out with Steve a little bit too much. I don't know. And God is a jealous God, which is it say anywhere in the Bible that jealousy is a sin? It says coveting is a sin, envy is a sin, greed is a sin. But it says God is a jealous God. And I think men should be jealous of their wife. Not meaning like you're a beta, but like you don't want your wife going and hanging out with Steve for lunch every day. That ain't right. So even if whether or not she defiled herself with another man, if the husband is suspicious of this and he feels jealous and he's like, she's hanging out with Steve a little too much, and I don't know about Steve. Here's what he does. Then shall the man bring his wife unto the priest, and he shall bring her offering for her, the 10th part of an ephah of barley meal. Ephah? I always forget how to say that. Ephah of barley meal. He shall pour no oil upon it, nor put frankincense therein, for it is an offering of jealousy, an offering of memorial, bringing iniquity to remembrance. And the priest shall bring her near and set her before the Lord. And the priest shall take holy water in an earthen vessel, and of the dust that is in the floor of the tabernacle, the priest shall take and put it into the water. So he gets a jar with water in it, probably some holy water in a jar. He takes dust off the floor of the tabernacle and puts it into the jar. And the priest shall set the woman before the Lord and uncover the woman's head and put the offering of memorial in her hands, which is the jealousy offering. And the priest shall have in his hand the bitter water that causeth the curse. So it's the bitter water or the cursed water. Or the bitter water that causes the curse. You all right, Echo? Don't throw up on my floor, please. This is why I don't give you human food. I know you love chicken. I know you love beef and steak. But your tummy's sensitive, bruh. Now you're going to be... Don't throw up on my floor, my boy. All right. The bitter water that causeth the curse. I got my life threatened by a Muslim pretending to be an atheist. What the... And the priest shall charge her by an oath and say unto the woman, If no man have lain with thee, and if thou hast not gone aside to uncleanness with another instead of thy husband, be thou free from this bitter water that causeth the curse. So basically, it's just water with a little dirt in it. And the priest tells her, if everything's good, if you're innocent, when you drink this, nothing's going to happen. You have nothing to worry about. You're just drinking water. But if thou hast gone aside to another instead of thy husband, and if thou be defiled, and some man have lain with thee beside thine husband, Then the priest shall charge the woman with an oath of cursing. And the priest shall say unto the woman, the Lord make thee a curse and an oath among thy people, when the Lord doth make thy thigh to rot and thy belly to swell. Thy thigh to rot. I've looked at, when I did my show on this, we looked at what that means. To or fail. Thy thigh to rot means to fail, like her legs give out. Thy thigh to rot. It just means it's going to say fail. Now, some people say thy thigh to rot and thy belly to swell, like bulge out, like an Ethiopian kid. And this water that causeth the curse shall go into the bowels to make thy belly a swell and thy thigh to rot. And the woman shall say, Amen, amen. And the priest shall write 3 curses in a book, or the priest shall write these curses in a book, and he shall blot them out with the bitter water. So he writes the curses in a book, rubs them out with the same bitter water, and he shall cause the woman to drink the bitter water that causeth the curse, and the water that causeth the curse shall enter into her and become bitter. Then the priest shall take the jealousy offering of the woman's hand, and shall wave the offering before the Lord, and offer it upon the altar. And the priest shall take a handful of the offering, even the memorial thereof, and burn it upon the altar. And afterward shall cause the woman to drink the water. And when he hath made her to drink the water, then it shall come to pass that if she be defiled, and have done trespass against her husband, that the water that causeth the curse shall enter into her and become bitter, and her belly shall swell, and her thigh shall rot, and the woman shall be a curse among her people. And if the woman not be defiled, but be clean, then she shall be free, and shall conceive seed. This is the law of jealousies. When a wife goeth aside to another instead of her husband, and is defiled, or when the spirit of jealousy cometh upon him, and he be jealous over his wife, and shall set the woman before the Lord, and the priest shall execute upon her all this law. Then the man shall be guiltless from iniquity, and this woman shall bear her iniquity. So it didn't say in there that she will become barren. I thought it says that she becomes barren. Thy thigh to rot and thy belly to swell. Belly to swell and thigh to rot. Now, so they'll say that this is basically an abortion procedure on a woman who cheats on her husband. It's not. First off, there's no doctor going in there and chemically killing a child. It also says here in verse 13 that she should not be taken with the manner, which means she's not pregnant. Some people would argue that she is pregnant. So blessing as maintaining conception. Where was it? Okay. So some people write that not only does she have a miscarriage and lose the child, but she also becomes sterile. Some people believe she only becomes sterile. So like Nissim Amzalag and Samir Yona, The Kidnite Origin of Sota Prescription, John Barton and John Muddaman, Oxford Bible Commentary, Calcum Carmichael, G.R. Driver, Two Problems in the Old Testament Examined in the Light of Assyriology, Jamin Jian, Two Laws of the Sota Passage, Vedas Testamentum, W. McCain, Poison Trial by Ordeal and the Cup of Wrath, Vedas Testamentum, Levine, Numbers, Anchor, Yale Bible Commentary, Lloyd Bailey. These are all people who believe that it is a miscarriage and sterility. On the other hand, these people all believe that it's only sterility, which is what I believe, because when it says not taken with the manner, And it says that she may not have necessarily even slept with anybody. So if she's pregnant and the husband, I mean, I guess if he's sleeping with her regularly, he might not know if it's his kid. But let's say he hasn't slept with her in a while. Maybe he's been out to battle or something. I don't know. And he comes home and she's pregnant and he's like, okay, I know that's not my kid. Or maybe it's both. Maybe sometimes it's just sterility if she's guilty. Sometimes it's miscarriage and sterility. Some people take no position on this. This is called the Sota. Eden Dershowitz, The Guilt of the Slanderer in the Sota. The Torah.com article, The Guilt of the Slanderer. Let me read this. The original laws of the slandering husband and the Sota woman accused of adultery both take one party's guilt as given. Each of these laws was subsequently redacted in a way that eliminated the automatic assumption of guilt. The assumed guilt. Parashat Kitetz includes a famous law of the slandering husband. This is the slandering husband. Sudden ambivalence. No. Two-stated bloodstain certainty in the original slanderer law. Sota. Remarkably, this text and its apparent literary evolution has a perfect mirror image in the law of the adulteress in Numbers 5:11-31. Presume the truth of the husband's charge, even though there were no witnesses to her alleged sin, and furthermore, her alleged assignation was explicitly unbeknownst to her husband. Like the law of the slander, this dictum begins with a clear-cut assessment of guilt and innocence. Though this law's point of departure is diametrically opposed to that of the slanderer, here the husband's allegation is self-evidently true, and it is the wife's guilt that is taken for granted. Nothing in this introduction allows for the possibility that the husband might be mistaken, let alone dishonest in his accusations. Rather, the woman has gone astray, broken faith with her husband, had carnal relations with another, and willingly defiled herself. This is why the second half of verse 14 is so jarring. Or if a fit, jealous zealotry comes over on, he is wrought up about his wife, although she has defiled herself. This half verse appears to come out of the blue and reads more like a redaction. Get this out of here. Where was I? Redactional supplement than a natural part of the introduction. Many other sections in this passage contribute to the sense that the woman's guilt is never in question. I don't read it that way. I don't see that her guilt is never in question. He's just suspicious that she's defiled herself. Because it says right here, and a man lie with her carnally in it, be hid from the eyes of her husband, and be kept close, and she be defiled, and there be no witness against her, neither she be taken with the manner, and the spirit of jealousy come upon him, and he be jealous of his wife, and she be defiled. Or if the spirit of jealousy come upon him, and he be jealous of his wife, and she not be defiled. So it says maybe she hasn't been defiled. It's just basically talking about the spirit of jealousy coming over the man. So the offering is described as a remembrance of sin. The supernatural portion is referred to as the cursing waters or the bitter waters. The woman is shamed by having her hair exposed and or disheveled before any determination of guilt has been made. The priest administers the curse of adjuration to the woman. The law concludes with a summary. Guilt, but the woman shall suffer her guilt. Taken together, these passages give distinct impression that they derive originally from a ritual punishment of a sinner and not a ritual ascertainment of possible sin. The woman drinks twice, once in verse 24 and once in verse 27, the end of verse 26, and afterward. In addition, this passage contains several telltale signs of literary stratification, signs of redaction, stratification, which is saying that basically it's not written right. Right? Stratification. The arrangement or classification of something into different groups. Social stratification. Literate stratification. I think what they're saying is that it's like kind of mistranslated or it's misprinted because it repeats the same thing twice. The woman drinks twice, and afterwards she'll make the woman drink the water is likely an attempt to reconcile the difficult chronology. The woman is adjured twice, once in verse 19 and once in verse 21. Making matters worse, the first adjuration lacks a conclusion and is impossibly intertwined with the second adjuration. It seems as though the law of Numbers 5 in its original incarnation dealt with a case of a man who accuses his wife of adultery despite the lack of witnesses, and his allegation is taken as fact. This is in contrast to the corresponding law from the Code of Hammurabi, which seems tame by comparison. If her husband accuses his own wife of adultery, though she has not been seized lying with another male, she shall swear to her innocence by an oath of God and return to her house. They have always, this is the Torah.com. Is pregnancy the reason for certainty in the original law? Right. If he's certain if she's pregnant, why is the man's claim in Numbers 5 considered implicitly true despite the overt lack of evidence? Some have plausibly speculated that his claim was not merely that she had slept with another man, but that she was pregnant, and he claimed that the child could not be his. This sort of claim was considered a priori compelling and inherently more reliable than a generic accusation of marital infidelity. This may also explain the description of the cursing's water effect. Her belly shall distend, and her thigh shall sag. It says, belly shall swell, and her thigh shall rot in the King James. We've seen two cases of literary legal evolution. In each case, okay, I want to see taken with the manner. Manner in Hebrew. This is Numbers 5:13. Taken with the manner. What does that mean? So I'm going to look up manner in Hebrew real quick. LMNOPQRS. The way I read it is he thinks she cheated on her, so he takes her in. And if her belly, thighs, and her legs give out, if her belly starts to go and their legs give out, then she's guilty. And this is not like some chemical water. So this is strictly a ritualistic. This is God doing this. And it doesn't necessarily say that she's going to be infertile afterwards. Manner. What am I looking for? Manner. Manner. Maidservants, magistrates. Make America. No. Holy moly, how many MAs are there? Mayest. Man. Lots of man. Manner. Manner in Numbers 5:13. There's no word given. That's not the right word there. So, taken with the manner. I need another translation because manner isn't actually the Hebrew. There's no. They had to kind of guess at that one, at that word. So, taken with the manner. There's no number given. Numbers 5:13. Taken with the manner. Taken with the manner. The latter words are not in Hebrew. Yeah, I just figured that out. It means no doubt taken in the act. What's the Septuagint say? Septuagint. Neither shall she be taken with the manner. So the Hebrew does not say taken with the manner. King James does. They're getting that from the Septuagint. Wonder why. And that's what he's talking about. The stratification, the literary stratification. It's kind of like, where is it in the Septuagint? Greek, Strong's. Strong's doesn't help me here because this is not in the Greek. It's not in the original Greek, or Hebrew, I mean. If it pulpit commentary, if it be laid or if it be hid, this verse is explanatory of the former, taken with the manner. The latter words are not in the Hebrew. It means no doubt, taken in the act. John 8:4. Septuagint, Numbers 5:13. Let's look that up. It's showing me the Greek here, but I need to see what that translates to exactly. Numbers 5, Brenton's Septuagint translation. The Lord spake to Moses, speak to the children of Israel to commit sins common to man, a soul and ways have neglected the commandment and transgressed. Numbers 5:13. And supposing anyone shall lie with her carnally, and the thing shall be hid from the eyes of her husband, and she should conceal it and be herself defiled, and there be no witness with her, then she should not be taken. And she should not be taken. So taken with the manner was added to the King James. It's not in the Septuagint and it's not in the Hebrew. It's not in Greek or Hebrew. She should not be taken. She should not be taken. And there should come upon him a spirit of jealousy, and he should be jealous of his wife, and she be defiled. Or there should come upon him a spirit of jealousy, and he should be jealous of his wife, and she should not be defiled. Then shall the man bring his wife to the priest. Okay. So there's different arguments here. Some people believe that it does lead to a miscarriage. And then the woman becomes infertile afterwards. Seems to just mean caught in the act from a quick Google search. She should not be taken. She should not be taken. Anyway, it goes on right after that to say, even if she hasn't been defiled, whether or not she's been defiled, if the guy has the spirit of jealousy, he takes her to the priest, he does this ritual, and maybe it causes a miscarriage, maybe it doesn't. Maybe it leaves her infertile, maybe it doesn't. Regardless, this is not an abortion. This is not a doctor killing a child by chopping it up. God decides who lives and who dies. And even if it does lead to a miscarriage, it's still not a justification for men to do abortions, doctors to do abortions on women. Abortion. Yeah, that's a word. You know what that word means? But it doesn't say that she's pregnant. It doesn't say she loses the child. It says it causes her belly to swell and her thigh to rot. And it doesn't actually say that it causes sterility. Now, it says the woman shall bear the iniquity. Just reading through it again. She defiles her husband. Okay, it does kind of imply that if she's been defiled, she will be sterile, because it specifically says in verse 28, if the woman be not defiled but be clean, then she shall be free and shall conceive seed. Which implies that if she is defiled, she's not going to conceive seed. It does say she'll be a curse among her people. Yeah, I think that right there is why it's safe to say she's going to be sterile after this. If she's committed adultery, she's going to be sterile after this, because it says if she's not been defiled but she's clean, then she'll be free and shall conceive seed. And I think that pretty much implies that if she is unclean and a curse among her people, then she's not going to conceive seed, which would be a curse among the people. So that's the verse that a lot of people bring up to argue that abortion is in the Bible. Bro, if you're just going to repeat the same word over and over again, here, let me help you. Here, I know you struggle with this stuff, so here. Take a little 5 minutes since you're just repeating the same word over and over again. But again, I've never heard even like a halfway decent atheist debater use this to argue for abortion. I've only heard it used by like people on TikTok or people at like protests, or when you see like man on the street videos with guys who are like abolitionist rising type guys, or guys that go to the Planned Parenthood things and they make YouTube videos. College girls will say, well, you know, it's in the Bible. You're a Christian. Don't you know the Bible says that there's abortion, that God does abortions? Regardless, you're not going to hear that from an actual atheist debater. It seems like an old English idiom. I'll send you a link to what I found in Discord. Oh, the expression, take him with the manner. That's what I thought. Take him with the manner. I figured it was some sort of English expression. She's been taken with the manner. I thought it meant pregnant. If she's been taken with the manner. She's been taken with the manner, caught in the act. Everything see, that's what they're saying, that taken with the manner may have been added later because most of it assumes guilt and there's no evidence. But if she's caught in the act, then there would be evidence. There would be no reason to do the trial of the bitter water. So it can't mean caught in the act. She hasn't been caught in the act. The guy is suspicious, he's jealous. He doesn't know whether she's guilty or innocent. If she's been caught in the act and it's been hid from her husband and there's no witnesses. Oh, neither she be caught in the act. Okay, that makes sense. Okay. So if a man lie with her carnally and it be hid from the eyes of the husband and be kept close and she be defiled and there be no witness against her, neither she be caught in the act. Okay, then that does make sense. Yeah. Taken with the manner, caught in the act. Okay, that makes sense. I get it. But yeah. So that's that. I don't think it justifies doctors killing 6 million babies a year or however many they do. Nah. But God does decide who lives and who dies. And if he decides this woman's gonna miscarry and be infertile, or not miscarry and just be infertile because she's a adulterer, then that's God's law. If that's the way way God wants it, it's not for me to decide. All right, let's keep going. Chapter 6, laws concerning the Nazarites. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, When either man or woman shall separate themselves to vow a vow of a Nazarite, to separate themselves unto the Lord, he shall separate himself from wine and strong drink, and shall drink no vinegar or wine or vinegar of strong drink, neither shall he drink any liquor of grapes, nor eat moist grapes or dried. All the days, this is the Nazarene vow. This is why Samson didn't cut his hair. All the days of his separation shall he eat nothing that is made of the vine tree, from the kernels even to the husk. And all the days of the vow of his separation, there shall no razor come upon his head, until the days be fulfilled in which he separateth himself unto the Lord. He shall be holy, and shall let the locks of his hair on his head, the locks of hair of his head grow. This is what I used to tell people why I had dreadlocks. I tell them I took the vow of the Nazarite. Took the vow of the Nazarite. Yep. No razor touched my head for 12 years. But I was drinking some dang strong drink. All the days that he separated himself unto the Lord, he shall come at no dead body, and shall not make himself unclean for his father, or for his mother, for his brother, or for his sister, when they die, because the consecration of his God is upon his head. If Freddie's still here, I went back and listened to the stream, Saturday night stream, when I fell asleep. And next time you come in my Discord, you're going to be muted for a while until I decide to give you another chance. If you're going to come in my Discord when I'm not there and start saying stuff about how you want to see all the white people eradicated and things like that, then you should probably just not come in my Discord anymore, if that's the way you feel. Because, yeah, kind of a trash human being thing to say. All the days of his separate, and plus they were having a decent conversation. Well, it was getting weird at some points, but when Shiva came in, they were trying to talk about philosophy and stuff, and Nobody could hear anything that they were talking about because you were just screaming for like a crazy banshee for like 20 minutes about nothing. And they had you muted, so they couldn't even hear you. They're having a decent conversation, and you're just screaming. Nobody can hear it. Like a wild, low IQ, dumb person. And then you were talking about all that stuff about white people. If you hate white people so much, then we can have separate spaces, ethnically divided spaces. All the days of his separation he is holy unto the Lord. And if any man die very suddenly by him, and he hath defiled the head of his consecration, then he shall shave his head in the day of his cleansing. On the 7th day shall he shave it. And on the 8th day he shall bring 2 turtles or 2 young pigeons to the priest, to the door of the tabernacle of the congregation. When it says turtles, does it mean turtle doves or like literal turtles? Yeah, that's why we all muted him. He was spurging hard. Yeah, and you guys couldn't hear it. But if you go back and listen to it, he was like freaking out the whole time, nonstop, just like crazy stuff. And I hear Shiva just like talking about a book he's been reading, but you can't hear anything he's saying because it's just him going off, and it was so stupid. And that's why Cat's muted. Maybe I'll probably give Kat another chance when she comes in, but I gotta like I gotta give these people a time limit because they don't know how to act right. And on the 8th day he shall bring. When it says 2 turtles, is it talking about turtle doves or like literal turtles? Turtles or turtle doves? Doves. Offering. Leviticus. The Bible, turtle doves or pigeons are used as offerings. Okay, so whenever it says turtle, it's not talking about a dang reptile. I think a reptile would have been a creeping thing. They're not supposed to eat the creeping thing. Yeah, 2 turtle doves. I think I knew that. I think it says turtle doves in Leviticus. Or 2 young pigeons to the priest, to the door of the tabernacle of the congregation. And the priest shall offer the one for a sin offering and the other for a burnt offering, and make an atonement for him, for that he sinned by the dead, and shall hallow his head the same day. I also want to highlight this Nazirite vow. Okay. And he shall consecrate unto the Lord the days of his separation, and shall bring a lamb of the first year for a trespass offering. But the days that were before shall be lost, because his separation was defiled. And this is the law of the Nazirite. When the days of his separation are fulfilled, he shall be brought unto the door of the tabernacle of the congregation, and he shall offer his offering unto the Lord, 1 he lamb of the first year without blemish for a burnt offering, and 1 ewe lamb of the first year without blemish for a sin offering, and 1 ram without blemish for peace offerings, and a basket of unleavened bread, cakes of fine flour mingled with oil, and wafers of unleavened bread anointed with oil, and their meat offering and their drink offerings. And the priest shall bring them before the Lord, and shall offer his sin offering and his burnt offering. And he shall offer the ram for a sacrifice of peace offerings unto the Lord, with a basket of unleavened bread. The priest shall offer also his meat offering and his drink offering. And the Nazirite shall shave the head of his separation at the door of the tabernacle of the congregation, and shall take the hair of the head of his separation, and put it in the fire which is under the sacrifice of the peace offerings. And the priest shall take the sodden shoulder of the ram, and one unleavened cake out of the basket, and one unleavened wafer, and shall put them upon the hands of the Nazarite after the hair of his separation is shaven. And the priest shall wave them for a wave offering before the Lord. This is holy for the priest, with the wave breast and heave shoulder, and after that the Nazarite may drink wine. This is the law of the Nazarite who hath vowed, and of his offering unto the Lord for his separation, beside that his hand shall get, according to the vow which he vowed. So he must do after the vow of his separation. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto Aaron and unto his son. So is that about like divorce? What is that? The law of his separation? Neither man or woman shall separate themselves to vow a vow of a Nazarite. Leviticus 6, or number 6. I keep saying Leviticus. The Nazarite vow. A reprobate, if you will. Yeah. A Nazarite vow, which is a voluntary separation from society to serve God. See? And that's what I did. That's when I let my hair grow. And I went out into the wilderness for like 5 years. I went and lived on the streets, even though I was still in society. But I was kind of out and about having an urban adventure. And I also wasn't living pure, which you're supposed to when you're doing a real Nazarite vow. But I used to tell people, they'd say, why do you have dreadlocks? I'd say, it's my Nazarite vow. That's why I'm homeless and I have dreadlocks, because it's my Nazarite vow of separation. And that's when I learned to love everyone, but not to like anyone. My vow of separation. Okay. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto Aaron and unto his sons, saying, On this wise ye shall bless the children of Israel, saying unto them, The Lord bless thee and keep thee. The Lord make his face shine upon thee and be gracious unto thee. The Lord lift up his countenance upon thee and give thee peace. And they shall put my name upon the children of Israel, and I will bless them. Chapter 7. And it came to pass on the day that Moses had fully set up the tabernacle and had anointed it and sanctified it, and all the instruments thereof, both the altar and all the vessels thereof, and had anointed them and sanctified them, that the princes of Israel, heads of the house of their fathers, who were the princes of the tribes, and were over them that were numbered, offered. And they brought their offerings before the Lord, 6 covered wagons and 12 oxen, a wagon for 2 of the princes, and for each one an ox. And they brought them before the tabernacle. Hold on 1 second. I'll be right back. 1 second. A reprobate, if you will. He's a reprobate. Chair. He's a reprobate. Freddy is a reprobate. You've been given over to a reprobate mind. Do you know what it means to have a reprobate mind? It means that everything you say is pure nonsense and you lack all forms of understanding. You are totally degenerate and not worth the air that you breathe. A reprobate. Okay. Sorry. Oh, I just lost my bookmark. Where did I have the bookmark in? Dude, we still got a while to go before I even get caught up to Where I was last time. Okay. A reprobate. Where were we? They should put a bit of a came to pass. Tabernacle. They brought them before the tabernacle. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, take it of them that they may be to do the service of blah, blah, blah. Take it of them that they may be to do the service of the tabernacle of the congregation. And thou shalt give them unto the Levites, to every man according to his service. And Moses took the wagons and the oxen and gave them unto the Levites. 2 wagons and 4 oxen he gave unto the sons of Gershon according to their service. And 4 wagons and 8 oxen he gave unto the sons of Merari according unto the service of according unto their service under the hand of Ithamar, son of Aaron the priest. But unto the sons of Kohath he gave none. What? Because the service of the sanctuary belonging unto them was that they should bear upon their shoulders. What? They're the ones who have to watch the altar of the covenant. They don't get no rewards. And the princes offered for dedicating of the altar in the day that it was anointed. I'm going to try to turn this page. Even the princes offered their offering before the altar. And the Lord said unto Moses, they shall offer their offering, each prince on his day, for the dedication of the altar. And he that offered his offering the first day was Nahshon, the son of Amminadab, of the tribe of Judah. And his offering was 1 silver charger. The weight thereof was 130 shekels. 1 silver bowl of 70 shekels. After the shekel of the sanctuary, both of them were full of fine flour mingled with oil for a meat offering. 1 spoon of 10 shekels of gold, full of incense. 1 young bullock, 1 ram, 1 lamb of the first year for a burnt offering. 1 kid of the goats for a sin offering. And for a sacrifice of peace offerings, 2 oxen, 5 rams, 5 he-goats, 5 lambs of the first year. This was the offering of Nahshon, the son of Amminadab. On the second day, Amminadab. On the second day, Nathaniel, the son of Zuar, prince of Issachar, did offer. He offered for his offering 1 silver charger, the weight whereof was 130 shekels, 1 silver bowl of 70 shekels after the shekel of the sanctuary, both of them full of fine flour mingled with oil for a meat offering. 1 spoon of gold of 10 shekels full of incense, 1 young bullock, 1 ram, 1 lamb of the first year for a burnt offering, 1 kid of the goats for a sin offering, and for a sacrifice of peace offerings, 2 oxen, 5 rams, 5 he-goats, 5 lambs of the first year. This was the offering of Nathaniel, son of Zuar. On the third day, Eliab, the son of Helon, prince of the children of Zebulun, did offer. His offering was 1 silver charger, the weight whereof was 130 shekels, 1 silver bowl of 70 shekels, after the shekel of the sanctuary, both of them full of fine flour mingled with oil for a meat offering. 1 golden spoon of 10 shekels full of incense, 1 young bullock, 1 ram, 1 lamb of the first year for a burnt offering, 1 kid of the goats for a sin offering, and for a sacrifice of peace offerings, 2 oxen, 5 rams, 5 he-goats, 5 lambs of the first year. This was the offering of Eliab, son of Helon. On the fourth day, Eliezer, the son of Shedeur, prince of the children of Reuben, did offer. His offering was, this is all the offerings of the Levites. The offering was 1 silver charger of the weight of 130 shekels, 1 silver bowl of 70 shekels after the shekel of the sanctuary, both of them full of fine flour mingled with oil for a meat offering. 1 golden spoon of 10 shekels full of incense, 1 young bullock, 1 ram, 1 lamb of the first year for a burnt offering, 1 kid of the goats for a sin offering, and for a sacrifice of peace offerings, 2 oxen, 5 rams, 5 he-goats, 5 lambs of the first year. This was the offering of Eliezer, son of Shedeur. On the 5th day, Shelumiel, son of Zurishaddai, Zurishaddai, prince of the children of Simeon, did offer. His offering was 1 silver charger, the weight thereof was 130 shekels, 1 silver bowl of 70 shekels, after the shekel of the sanctuary, both of them full of fine flour mingled with oil for a meat offering, 1 golden spoon of 10 shekels full of incense, 1 young bullock, 1 ram, 1 lamb of the first year for a burnt offering, 1 kid of the goats for a sin offering, and for a sacrifice of peace offerings, 2 oxen, 5 rams, 5 he goats, 5 lambs of the first year. This was the offering of Shelumiel, the son of Zerubbabel. Oh, we got a bunch of these guys. Oh, man, this goes on. This goes on for quite a bit longer. Okay, I'm going to start reading really fast, okay? Because they're all offering the same things, and it's going to get kind of repetitive. On the 6th day, are they going to rest on the 7th day? Uh-oh. Wait a second. People are going to be doing offerings on the 7th day? They need to take a rest. They need a Sabbath. Where's the Sabbath? On the 6th day, one second. On the 6th day, Eliasaph, the son of Deuel, prince of the children of Gad, offered. His offering was 1 silver charger of the weight of 130 shekels, a silver bowl of 70 shekels, after the shekel of the sanctuary, both of them full of fine flour mingled with oil for a meat offering, 1 golden spoon of 10 shekels full of incense, 1 young bullock, 1 ram, 1 lamb of the first year for a burnt offering, 1 kid of the goats for a sin offering, and for a sacrifice of peace offerings, 2 oxen, 5 rams, 5 he goats, 5 lambs of the first year. This was the offering of Eliasaph, son of Deuel. On the 7th day, Elishama, son of Amihud. It's way simpler than it looks. Amihud, prince of the children of Ephraim, offered. His offering was 1 silver charger, the weight whereof was 130 shekels, 1 silver bowl of 70 shekels, after the shekel of the sanctuary, both of them full of fine flour mingled with oil for a meat offering, 1 golden spoon of 10 shekels full of incense, 1 young bullock, 1 ram, 1 lamb of the first year for a burnt offering, 1 kid of the goats for a sin offering, and for a sacrifice of peace offerings, 2 oxen, 5 rams, 5 he goats, 5 lambs of the first year. This was the offering of Elishama, the son of Amihud. On the 8th day, offered Gamiel, son of Pedazur, prince of the children of Manasseh. His offering was 1 silver charger of the weight of 130 shekels, 1 silver bowl of 70 shekels, after the shekel of the sanctuary, both of them full of fine flour mingled with oil for a meat offering, 1 golden spoon of 10 shekels full of incense, 1 young bullock, 1 ram, 1 lamb of the first year for a burnt offering, 1 kid of the goats for a sin offering, and for a sacrifice of peace offerings, 2 oxen, 5 rams, 5 he goats, 5 lambs of the first year. This was the offering of Gamiel, son of Pedazur. On the 9th day, Abidan, son of Gideoni, prince of the children of Benjamin, offered. His offering was 1 silver charger, the weight whereof was 130 shekels, 1 silver bowl of 70 shekels, after the shekel of the sanctuary, both of them full of fine flour mingled with oil for a meat offering, 1 golden spoon of 10 shekels full of incense, 1 young bullock, 1 ram, 1 lamb, 1 of the first year for a burnt offering, 1 kid of the goats for a sin offering, for a sacrifice of peace offerings, 2 oxen, 5 rams, 5 he goats, 5 lambs of the first year. This was the offering of Abidan, son of Gideoni. On the 10th day, Ahiezer, son of Ammishaddai. Dang, Freddie really go hard on that gracism. I heard a speech like that since the mustache man. Did you go back and listen to it? Okay. On the 10th day, Ahiezer, son of Ammishaddai, prince of the children of Dan, offered. Let me get ready to turn the page. We're going to do this in one breath. You ready? This is for speed reading practice for when I break the world record. Ready? His offering was 1 silver charger, the weight whereof was 130 shekels. I messed up. His offering was 1 silver charger, the weight whereof was 130 shekels, 1 silver bowl of 70 shekels after the shekel of the sanctuary, both of them full of fine flour mingled with oil for a meat offering, 1 golden spoon of 10 shekels full of incense, 1 young bullock, 1 ram, 1 lamb of the first year for a burnt offering, 1 kid of the goats for a sin offering, for a sacrifice of peace offerings, 2 oxen, 5 rams, 5 he-goats, 5 lambs of the first year. And this was the offering of Ahiezer, son of Ammishaddai. On the 11th day, Pagiel, son of Akron, prince of the children of Asher, offered. His offering was 1 silver charger, the weight whereof was 130 shekels, 1 silver bowl of 70 shekels after the shekel of the sanctuary, both of them full of fine flour mingled with oil for a meat offering, 1 golden spoon of 10 shekels full of incense, 1 young bullock, 1 ram, 1 lamb for the first year for a burnt offering, 1 of the kid goats for a sin offering, for sacrifice of peace offerings, 2 oxen, 5 rams, 5 he-goats, 5 lambs the first year. This was the offering of Pagiel, son of Akron. On the 12th day, there's 12 tribes, right? Okay, this is the last one. On the 12th day, Ahira, son of Anan, prince of the children of Naphtali, offered. His offering was 1 silver charger, the weight whereof was 130 shekels, 1 silver bowl of 70 shekels after the shekel of the sanctuary, both of them full of fine flour mingled with oil for a meat offering, 1 golden spoon of 10 shekels full of incense, 1 young bullock, 1 ram, 1 lamb of the first year for a burnt offering, 1 kid of goats for a sin offering, and a sacrifice of peace offerings, 2 oxen, 5 rams, 5 he-goats, 5 lambs of the first year. This was the offering of Ahira, son of Enan. This was the dedication of the altar in the day when it was anointed by the princes of Israel, 12 chargers of silver, 12 silver bowls, 12 spoons of gold, each charger of silver weighing 130 shekels, each bowl 70. All the silver vessels weighed 2,400 shekels after the shekel of the sanctuary. They loved their shekels. The golden spoons were 12, full of incense, weighing 10 shekels apiece. After the shekel of the sanctuary, all the gold of the spoons was 120 shekels. All the oxen for the burnt offerings were 12 bullocks, the rams 12, the lambs of the first year 12, with their meat offering, and the kids of the goats for sin offering 12. And all the oxen for the sacrifice of the peace offerings were 20 and 4 bullocks, the rams 60, the he-goats 60, the rams of the first year 60. This was the dedication of the altar. After that it was anointed. And when Moses was gone into the tabernacle of the congregation to speak with him, then he heard the voice of the one speaking unto him from off the mercy seat that was upon the ark of the testimony, from between the 2 cherubims, and he spake unto him. Chapter 8. We're going to try to get through 10, so we got 2 more chapters. I need to hurry up, as if we didn't do that fast enough. Dude, I never know what you're talking about when you come in here, Leah Parsons. I never know what you're talking about. The timestamp? I was just looking at it last night. I think I could. Let me see real quick. El Shaddai. Every now and then I get a little bit. That's the wrong song. It's from the Saturday Night Fight Night, which is 10 hours long. So I fall asleep. I go to sleep at around 6 hours and 24 minutes in. I go to sleep. Then Freddie comes in about. Shiva comes in. Shiva comes in at 7:15. And I come back at 7. I come back at 8. Okay, so he's there from 7 hours and 24 minutes until 7 hours and 33 minutes. So he's only there for... It's like 7 hours and 24 minutes to about 7 hours and 38 minutes-ish in between there. Yeah. And the last like 4 minutes, first he's just being a jerk and they're talking to him. Then they all mute him. And then he just rants to himself for a while. Okay. I guess I was only gone for like an hour, not 2 hours that night. And I had the headset right next to me, and I was laying on the floor right here. So I could hear you for a little while, and then I like dozed out, and then I came back. Shiva was talking about arguments for God, which is kind of one of my favorite things. Okay, let's do chapter 8. Chapter 8 is the consecration of the Levites. Numbers 8. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto Aaron. I'm probably not going to get through 10. We might just do 8, which is 4 chapters. Oh, these are short chapters. Yeah, we can get to 10. We can get to 10. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto Aaron, and say unto him, When thou lighted the lamps, the 7 lamps shall give light over against the candlestick. And Aaron did so. He lighted the lamps thereof over against the candlestick, as the Lord commanded Moses. And this work of the candlestick was of the beaten gold, unto the shaft thereof, unto the flowers thereof, was beaten work according unto the pattern which the Lord had showed Moses. So he made the candlestick. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Take the Levites from among the children of Israel, and cleanse them. And thus shalt thou do unto them to cleanse them. Sprinkle water of purifying upon them, and let them shave all their flesh, and let them wash their clothes, and so make themselves clean. Then let them take a young bullock with his meat offering, even fine flour mingled with oil, and another young bullock shalt thou take for a sin offering. And thou shalt bring the Levites before the tabernacle of the congregation, and thou shalt gather the whole assembly of the children of Israel together. And thou shalt bring the Levites before the Lord, and the children of Israel shall put their hands upon the Levites. And Aaron shall offer the Levites before the Lord for an offering of the children of Israel, that they may execute the service of the Lord. And the Levites shall lay their hands upon the heads of the bullocks, and thou shalt offer the one for a sin offering, and the other for a burnt offering unto the Lord, to make an atonement for the Levites. And thou shalt set the Levites before Aaron and before his sons, and offer them for an offering unto the Lord. Thus shalt thou separate the Levites from among the children of Israel, and the Levites shall be mine. And after that shall the Levites go in to do the service of the tabernacle of the congregation, and thou shalt cleanse them and offer them for an offering. For they are wholly given unto me from among the children of Israel. Instead of such as open every womb, even instead of the firstborn of all the children of Israel have I taken them unto me. For all the firstborn of the children of Israel are mine, both man and beast. On the day that I smote every firstborn in the land of Egypt, I sanctified them for myself. And I have taken the Levites for all the firstborn of the children of Israel. And I have given the Levites as a gift to Aaron and to his sons from among the children of Israel, to do the service of the children of Israel in the tabernacle of the congregation, and to make an atonement for the children of Israel, that there be no plague among the children of Israel when the children of Israel come nigh unto the sanctuary. A lot of children of Israel's in there. And Moses and Aaron and all the congregation of the children of Israel did to the Levites according unto all that the Lord commanded Moses concerning the Levites. So did the children of Israel unto them. And the Levites were purified, and they washed their clothes, and Aaron offered them as an offering before the Lord. And Aaron made an atonement for them to cleanse them. And after that went the Levites in to do their service in the tabernacle of the congregation before Aaron and before his sons, as the Lord had commanded Moses concerning the Levites. So did they unto them. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, This is it that belongeth unto the Levites. From 25 years old and upward, they shall go in to wait upon the service of the tabernacle of the congregation. And from the age of 50 years, they shall cease waiting upon the service thereof, and shall serve no more, but shall minister with their brethren in the tabernacle of the congregation, to keep the charge, and shall do no service. Thus shalt thou do unto the Levites, touching their charge. So from 25 to 50, they work in the tabernacle, and then after 50, they just hang out at the tabernacle and they minister to all their brethren. They're like the elders. Chapter 9. This is a real short one. We'll wrap up with this one. We'll save 10 for tomorrow. The 2 silver trumpets. Yeah. Tomorrow we're going to get into Israel leaving Sinai and God's punishment of Israel. They're going to start their journey through the wilderness tomorrow. Chapter 9. And the Lord spake unto Moses in the wilderness of Sinai in the first month of the second year after they were come out of the land of Egypt. Okay, so that answers the question from yesterday. So they've only been out of Egypt for 2 years. So I was wondering, because Dave was saying it's amazing all these people were slaves in Egypt. And I said, well, a length of time hasn't been given, so we don't know how long all of this has taken. They may have had kids and stuff, which they may still have had kids over the past 2 years, but they've only been out of Egypt for 2 years at this point. That's important. Chronology note. Timeline. That's important to the timeline. Important to timeline. I need post-it notes. I was watching a Jay Dyer debate, and in all his books, he's got stuff underlined and notes in the books, but he's also got post-it notes with notes on them. I need to get some post-it notes because I always think about doing that too. Let the children of Israel also keep the Passover at his anointed season. In the 14th day of this month at even, ye shall keep it in his appointed season, according to all the rites of it, and according to all the ceremonies thereof shall ye keep it. And Moses spake unto the children of Israel that they should keep the Passover. And they kept the Passover on the 14th day of the first month at even in the wilderness of Sinai, according to all that the Lord commanded Moses, so did the children of Israel. And there were certain men who were defiled by the dead body of a man, that they could not keep the Passover on that day. And they came before Moses and before Aaron on that day. And those men said unto him, we are defiled by the dead body of a man. Wherefore are we kept back, that we may not offer an offering of the Lord in his appointed season among the children of Israel? And Moses said unto them, stand still, and I will hear what the Lord will command concerning you. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, speak unto the children of Israel, saying, if any man of you or of your posterity shall be unclean by reason of dead body, or be in a journey afar off, yet he shall keep the Passover unto the Lord. The 14th day of the second month at even they shall keep it, and eat it with unleavened bread and bitter herbs. So even if you're unclean, you still keep the Passover. They shall leave none of it unto the morning, nor break any bone of it. According to all the ordinances of the Passover, they shall keep it. But the man that is clean and is not in journey, and forbeareth to keep the Passover, even the same soul shall be cut off from among his people, because he brought not the offering of the Lord in his appointed season. That man shall bear his sin. Forbeareth to keep the Passover. So these guys who are unclean or they're journeying, they should still try to keep the Passover. But if you have no excuse and you don't keep the Passover, you're in trouble. And if a stranger shall sojourn among you, and will keep the Passover unto the Lord, according to the ordinance of the Passover, and according to the manner thereof, so shall he do. You shall have one ordinance, both for the stranger and for him that is born in the land. Oh, so you gotta assimilate if you're gonna sojourn in Israel. Doesn't that make sense? And on the day that the tabernacle was reared up, the cloud covered the tabernacle, namely the tent of the testimony. And at even there was upon the tabernacle, as it were, the appearance of fire until the morning. This is God dwelling in Israel. So it was always, the cloud covered it by day, and the appearance of fire by night. And when the cloud was taken up from the tabernacle, then after that the children of Israel journeyed. And in the place where the cloud abode, there the children of Israel pitched their tents. So they would follow the cloud and the fire, the cloud by day and the fire by night. They would follow it. They would travel when it moved. So God is leading them. This I think this symbolizes not only God dwelling among them, but God guiding them and leading them through the wilderness. At the commandment of the Lord, the children of Israel journeyed, and at the commandment of the Lord they pitched. As long as the cloud abode upon the tabernacles, they rested in their tents. And when the cloud tarried long upon the tabernacle many days, then the children of Israel kept the charge of the Lord and journeyed not. And so it was, when the cloud was a few days upon the tabernacle, according to the commandment of the Lord, they abode in their tents, and according to the commandment of the Lord, they journeyed. And so it was, when the cloud abode from even unto morning, and that the cloud was taken up in the morning, then they journeyed. Whether it was by day or by night that the cloud was taken up, they journeyed. Or whether it were 2 days or a month or a year that the cloud tarried upon the tabernacle, remaining thereon, the children of Israel abode in their tents and journeyed not. But when it was taken up, they journeyed. At the commandment of the Lord, they rested in the tents, and at the commandment of the Lord, they journeyed. They kept the charge of the Lord at the commandment of the Lord by the hand of Moses. So God is dwelling among them and God is leading them. That's deep. That's deep. All right. So tomorrow, the trumpets of silver, and they're leaving Sinai. They're going out into the wilderness. We'll look at the 70 elders tomorrow, Miriam and Aaron, and the 12 spies sent to Canaan. Is this when they find the Holy Land and they start sending the spies? Rebellion of the people, God's punishment of Israel, death of the spies. Korah's rebellion, the punishment of Korah. Oh, they're going to rise up against Moses. And I know Moses gets mad. Fiery serpent, water from the rock. Balaam's donkey is Numbers 24. So we'll probably get to that next week. Balaam's ass speaks. Israel, Sheo, and Og. We got a battle with Israel and Sheo and Og coming up next week. Probably not going to finish Numbers until the following week. Numbers is pretty long. Feast of the Tabernacles, the second census, the boundaries of Canaan, promise of conquest, wilderness journey, Reuben and Gad, laws of female inheritance, laws concerning murder. Maybe Moses doesn't get... Oh, Moses sees the... Okay, so Moses doesn't get... Moses doesn't get declined going into the promised land until Deuteronomy, because he sees the promised land in Deuteronomy 3. Then we kind of review everything in Deuteronomy and go over it again. We go over the 10 Commandments again. So there's 30 chapters in Numbers, 35, 36. Yeah, we're going to be on Numbers for a minute. Numbers is a nice chunk of Bible. Deuteronomy is a nice chunk too. Deuteronomy's 35 chapters. Joshua's kind of short. Joshua's only 23 chapters. Joshua, Judges, Ruth, 1st and 2nd Samuel, 1st and 2nd Kings, things start to move on a little quicker. So we're still in the books of Moses. We're still in the Torah. We're going to be here for a while longer, for at least another month, probably a little more than a month. I think we're a little behind schedule to finish by next January. That's because some weeks I'm only doing 3 days, some weeks I'm doing 4 days. And then some days we're only reading 4 chapters. Some days we're doing 5. Once we get to Psalms and Proverbs, we're going to probably be doing like 10 chapters a day because they're much quicker and they flow a little better. We're in the trudge right now. We're trudging through the books of Moses. It's many men have been lost on the shores of Numbers and Deuteronomy and Leviticus. So I'm at the lame job, so I'll be in and out. Well, I'm about to head out, Rob. I'm about to dip. But thank you for stopping by. Make sure you at least hit that like button for me. That's all I ask. Let me see who's live, who I can redirect you to. Machine Lies is live. I don't know what they're talking about over there, though. Sometimes it's some weird stuff. Sometimes it's cool stuff. The Thorpes. Nope, not sending you to Thorpes. John Gall, I don't watch him enough to know what they talk about over there, so I'm not going to send you over there. I'm not going to send you to the Thorpes. It's Joel Friday or Angry Conservative. What do you guys want? Angry Conservative or Joel Friday? I'm thinking Angry Conservative. We haven't sent one to AC in a minute. Send you over to AC. I don't know what he's watching. Some sort of C-SPAN stuff, but say hi to him in the chat. He needs the views so he can get monetized. The books of law are pretty dense and long. Yeah, it's a trudge. If I was just reading it, like I've just read through them myself in my head, I can speed read way faster. But if I'm reading them out loud and I'm talking about it and we're looking stuff up and we're looking into stuff and doing commentary, it takes a lot more time. But we'll get through it eventually. We're going to keep it going. Fasten your seatbelts. All right, say hi to Angry Conservative. He needs some view hours to get monetized, so help him out. Let me fix my title. I got to fix the title from yesterday, too. 5 through 9. Save. All right, I will see you guys later. Thanks for hanging out. God bless everybody. I'll see you tomorrow. Peace. I need to get some full 8 hours of sleep today. Now that I had to wake up early for my stream Monday, and I had to wake up early for my stream, the Trump thing last night. So tonight I'm gonna get a nice chunk of sleep. So it's gonna be nice. So see you guys later. God bless.